Hello, this is me just MacGyvering a palette. So not so much art in this video, a little bit in the end, but that's it. Well, I got this palette from a Danish hobby store called Panduro, and it's like a craft and hobby store here in Denmark. We are not so big on hobby stores. It's very difficult. I think they get competed out from online trade. So going into a physical store is just very rare to find them. So whenever I'm in such a store, I try to support them by at least buying something, you know, to keep the business going, because I personally would like them to have physical stores in my country. And the only thing that I could find to buy to support them was a watercolor palette, no brand, no name, like, is it called like white label? And I could see on the picture of the packaging that they did not look like the Mungio. And I got a lot of Mungio produced paint from Prima and Jane Davenport, so I thought, oh, this is going to be a good purchase. It was very inexpensive, and I want to change the tin, so I'm looking in my stash of spray paints, because that silvery tin is not, you know, the mixing tray is like silver, and it's confusing me a little bit. So what I was thinking of was that my hubby had before spray painted a black watercolor tin for me in teal, so I thought I should try and do it, you know. So here you see the first failed attempt, because my fingers are not strong enough to push down on the fat cap. So I have to change. I like to spray paint with the fat caps because they give like a very soft dispersion of the pigments. So here I'm changed into a skinny cap. Or is it a regular? I think maybe it's a regular cap. And I'm spraying outside because spray paint is like super toxic. And I'm trying to do a good job, but honestly I think I'm too close to the thing. I didn't get much runners. You know, runners are when you're like too close, too saturated. So I guess I was kind of lucky in a way, but I did get some uneven surface on top of the tin, because guess what? I spray this, right, and then I leave it outside to fume off while it's drying, and then I go inside in the house and want to make some papers for a journal that I want to use together with this yellow palette. And why yellow? Because I miss spring so much. So when I saw this journal, you know, the yellow color, and I was thinking about, oh, I should create a yellow watercolor tin. So it's ready to go when spring comes. I know, it's too early to have a craving for spring when it's only January. But I really am looking forward to spring. But while I'm sitting here measuring and cutting up paper, it starts to snow outside, and I just don't notice it because I'm totally zoned into cutting these sheets correctly. So when I looked out of the window and I saw these big flakes of snow, I just jumped up and ran out into the garden and fetched the tin back inside the house. But the damage was already done. I can see some like I don't have a totally smooth surface on my spray painted palette, but it's very minute, so you'd only, you know, I will notice it, but I guess if I just show it, you know, people will not even notice it and think about it. So I'm just gonna leave it. Well, the planner that I am, it's actually a planner. It's called the Color Crush Planner, and I bought it from the UK back in 2016, I think. Color Crush comes out with a bunch of colors, so I don't know if they're still in business, because I haven't been looking for their products for several years. But they have like a good range of planners in an A5 size, ring bound. And the papers inside are quite short and small. I can understand that they're not so the width of the page is not long, because you have to make place for the pen loop when the planner is closed. But the height of the papers could be a little smidgen higher than the original inserts of this planner, so that's what I'm measuring out. I'm giving myself a maximum height. And then I always try to measure twice before I need to cut a whole bunch of things, so I'm 100% sure that when I'm cutting several pages that they will have the correct measurements. And then I take a corner rounder, because I did not like that square look. So I just rounded the two corners, that's being the end of the page. And with a crocodile and the largest hole puncher in the crocodile, I am punching in manually the holes. I have a A4 hole puncher, and there is this hack on how you can reposition it and then make it punch out holes for these small A5 6 hole ring binders. But every time I have tried the hack, it's just off, you know. And then I also got a hole puncher from Cinch machine, I think they call it. But the holes are super big and round, so on a small sheet like this I'd refrain from using my Cinch, because the holes will just be too dominating. But if you had like a bigger sheet that you wanted to punch hole in for like an A4 ring binder, you could really utilize the Cinch machine, because you can manually set all these holes so for all your rings in your binder. So yeah, it's a little bit excessive to have 6 rings in such a small planner, I think, in my honest opinion. But I think they did it for, I don't know, it just looks nice, I guess. I like to take my sheets and clip them together with a clip when I'm punching holes, because then I won't have to focus about assembling the papers, lining them up each time, you know. So, and I think I'm able to make myself this little book. Do I need a new planner? I don't think so. So that's why I am giving myself a planner that's gonna work as an art journal, so I don't have like 2 planners, because at the moment I'm working with the scavenger hunt and got a planner set up running for 23rd of March in my scavenger hunt. So come April the 1st I will need a new planner. Okay, that mixing tray was the whole reason for painting this tin palette, because I did not like that silvery mixing tray. So here I'm measuring twice before I cut, because I want to cut some squares in white vinyl. And the reason why I choose vinyl is because it's got good adhesive on the back of it that won't release when it's getting wet. And I think it's designed like that because it's designed to hang outside shopping windows, so it has to be resistant towards water in particular. And I like that the vinyl is a coated plastic that does not really make your paint bead up, and it also seems to be very resistant to discoloration. Like if I'm using a phthalo blue, it's very rare that I have had a vinyl mixing area being discolored by strong colors. I am using a corner rounder from We Are Memory Keepers to round the corners, because the design in the mixing palette got rounded corners, so it will adhere completely from edge to edge, corner to corner, if I follow the design of the tin and don't push it down to make it stick. So, ta-ta! Can you see how that's just going to be a good upgrade of this tin, right? Yeah, I like it a lot. I totally like the yellow color. And I totally love that you're able to, with sandpaper, to sand off the spray paint from these metal tins and give it a fresh new other color. Because spray cans are coming out with, you could say, like liquid acrylic that's fairly opaque. So you are able to do like an opaque coat if you spray it several times. I finish off the tin by letting it dry and then put it in a coat of clear lacquer on top of it to make it more stronger and resistance. And now I want to make myself a front page for my new journal. The front page is just to give myself like the year 2024, you know, like a starter page, an intro page, you could call it. So I take Scotch tape, and then tape off a square on a piece of this paper, and then I want it to be like a monochromatic painting of a woman. And then I got these stickers with some it's for kids, you know. It's just a shape of a crown in stickers with plastic shimmery beads on it, and I want that to be my front page for this journal. And I have used mixed media 110 GSM mixed media paper, so it's like cardstock. Here you see the sticker. I just want to use that because it just sparks joy, you know, something sparkly. And what I wanted to say is that this, you could call it, feels like cardstock, so it's sturdy enough that I can actually go and paint on the back side of this paper without having a bulky, high-profile sticker disturb my work surface on the back of this page. So yeah, what else to say? Well, yeah, this is the only painting portion of this upload where I'm painting in the first welcome sheet, or what you could call it, the first page of my little journal here. I'm setting this set, I call it my yellow set now. I can just call it that. I'm setting up my yellow set so it's ready for spring, and I think I'm doing it now because I really crave spring. So I'm picturing myself when spring comes, that I can go outside. And then the paint that's in this yellow palette is not super precious to me, so I don't think that it's got like any honey binders or anything, so it will endure having sunlight shining on it without melting or anything. And I can just see myself grabbing this yellow set and go out into the garden with a cup of coffee and then do some painting, you know. So, but I don't need a new sketchbook or anything, so it's not like I have a plan for this one other than just utilize this bright yellow binder. And I know that I'm gonna run out of a calendar the 1st of April, so I might, if I feel for it, I might make, because there's still room in this binder, I can just take out papers if I want to. I might maybe make it like a mix of a place to be creative and then my planner on the back, because that's how I'm working with my scavenger hunt TN travel notebook at the moment, that I got scavenger hunt in the front and then in the back I got my planner. So yeah, we'll see. I just have a lot of these faux leather bound, ring bound planners because I used to be very big on collecting filofaxes, and most of them are real leather, and they have cost quite a bit, so I'm careful about using them as art journals, you could say, because I can feel that I would be sad if they got contaminated with some paint that wouldn't come off. So taking a faux plastic cover like this Color Crush planner is just perfect for an art journal, because I wouldn't be so discouraged if it got discolored from my desk or from my art supplies. I'm mostly gonna paint with watercolor anyway, so yeah. But don't you just love that yellow color? Oh my god. Yellow, black, and white is such an awesome color scheme in a planner. So now when I got the addition of a yellow palette to this, it's just perfect. I wish that I could have the patience and sit on my bum and do a checkerboard pattern on my yellow palette, because that would really look tremendously good. And I think there is a natural border on the you know, that section of the watercolor palette that holds the colors. You could have that tin, the lower border, you could have like a checkerboard all around that. But I don't know if it would be easily scratched off because you are open and closing the tin so much. Let me see if I can figure it out. I just don't know if Posca, because I would definitely hand draw this checkerboard in with black Posca. I don't know if it will adhere. I have already coated my little palette with lacquer. Maybe I can try and see if I can hand paint the checkerboard and then give it a top lacquer to make it more sturdy. But then I'm feeling that, oh my god, that's a lot of layers suddenly, because I got like 2 coats of spray paint, then a coat of lacquer, and then the Posca pen, and then another coat of lacquer. That would be like 5 coats in an area where you need to close it. So I might need to sandpaper down some of all that paint, because you know, I need the closure to still work. Okay, I'm sitting here rambling. I will try and do it and show you guys later, because right now my little tin is drying because I just coated it with lacquer. Here I am painting with the Christy Rice brush set. I noticed that when Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter, did a review on this brush set from Christy Rice, that her brushes are named different things, like courage, or, you know, like sentiment on the barrel of the brush. Mine does not. Mine just have Chinese on them. And then she said this sentence, and then they had like counterfeit merchandise, you know, an exact replica of these brushes just right next to the original Kirsty Rice brushes when she went on Amazon. And then I suddenly was thinking, oh my god, did I get the counterfeit product? Because mine has Chinese text all over them. But yeah, I dare not look into that, because if I had, there's nothing I can do about it, because I won't even return this brush set because I have used it so much. I think I got it like, is it already 2 months ago? So, but yeah, it just I was just thinking. So I know that Janet also got this brush set, so maybe I could ask Janet how her brushes are looking, if hers got like English text on it with the affirmations, or if they are like mine with just Chinese text. But yeah, that's just yeah, nothing special, nothing important. I like this monochromatic girl because I like I said, the white, the black, and the yellow together. So starting up with the front page with a black, a monochromatic painting, and then this awesome sticker that I have with some yellow plastic stones on it really sparks joy. I think I'm outliving my childhood when I'm making stuff like this, because all these stickers and stuff, I know they are for kids, but they even sparks joy for me. So that's kind of strange. And also, talking about outliving things, I remember when I was young, I really was craving some white Kawasaki sneakers. Did you remember in the 80s how popular they were? And I was never able to buy someone for myself because I moved away from my home when I was 16. So from I was very young, I needed to just take care of myself, so I didn't have a lot of spending money. So a lot of my cravings from the 80s are covered up by memories of being unable to barely live and pay bills, you know. So yesterday I went on Amazon, and lo and behold, you can still order the Kawasaki white tennis shoes. So I placed an order for them. So talk about outliving my past. So I can't wait. They're arriving Tuesday in the upcoming week, and I just can't wait to finally get my pair of Kawasaki. Here I am using some pens that I got, and they arrived with this stencil, and I'm writing 2024, and then I give it a frame line work with gel pen with gold, and you can barely see it on the recording, but I can see it when I'm sitting, you know, and using it up close. And I love that I don't make a square. I just make an open box to hold in the image. So yeah, it's very likable. I like it a lot. I can't wait to you know, start working in this one outside, outdoors, in the sunlight, where this set belongs. I might be playing a little bit in it. And here you see, ta-ta, doesn't it just look good? I love it. Oh yeah, it sparks joy. The back you can see is a paper pad that you can attach to the planner as a notepad. And it also got rings in it, holes for so you can add it into your binder. Look at the mixing tray. You can put it down without getting any bubbles or anything. It just lays super flat. Look at this. This is an awesome set. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.